Hey YouTube, today we are going to be talking greige, and specifically we're talking the Benjamin Moore Revere Pewter color. This is one of the hottest new colors in paint and interior design and remodeling right now. Walk into any paint store, talk to any interior designer, and if you mention Revere Pewter, they are sure to know the name. It's kind of funny. I was in a JC Licht store the other day, and I happened to ask about Revere Pewter, and the guy right away, oh, yep, Revere Pewter. Everybody comes in here asking for it. I asked for a paint swatch. They didn't even have a paint swatch because it's so powerful, so popular. The gentleman in the store said every time they get swatches in, he said they'll be gone the first day. So Revere Pewter is a light gray with warm undertones. This classic shade creates a unifying look that calms and restores. A great transitional color, and it's perfect for an open floor plan. There's a lot of other great gray and beige colors, or greige colors as we call them, that kind of complement this if you want to do an accent wall or do a different another room in another color, but still have kind of a smooth transition between the rooms. This color is part of what's called the Candace Olson Designer Picks collection. Like I said, it's a soft gray with beige undertones that is perfect to complement most white marbles such as Calicotta. It's a great solution for those who feel gray is too cold. This elegant bathroom is painted in my favorite greige color, and I'll be showing you the bathroom in just a second here. And the paint color number, it's Benjamin Moore's HC-172. Now, a couple things to be aware of with this color. I really wanted to go with the gray in my new home. And as you can see here, we have a lot of grays up on the wall. I'll be reading through which ones these are. So if you see one that you like and you want to know the name of it, I will be going down the line and reading through these. One thing I just wanted to touch on, my floor, I have a parquet floor. I would really like to tear it up and do like a really dark, rich floor, almost like a mocha or something like that, or even a wood-colored or wood-toned dark floor. And I feel like if you have a dark floor, a dark, rich floor, you can get away with doing a gray. What I felt in my home, because the floor my floor is light, but at the same time, it's kind of got a honey or a golden color to it. And I felt like it just didn't mesh well with the grays, especially this gray right here, which is Coventry Gray. Absolutely love the color, but it just doesn't mesh with my floor. And then also because I don't really have any dark, rich floors in the house to kind of add a little bit of warmth. We almost felt like it was looking like a prison color gray. So just to run you through, this one on the left is called Chelsea Gray. It's actually in the same color family as Revere Pewter, Revere Pewter, which is going to be down on the right. So right here we have Chelsea Gray, we have Sage Mountain, we have Dry Basil. I really liked this color at first, but it started looking like vomit or avocado in other rooms. We have Coventry Gray. This is another Coventry Gray. This one here is Cloud 9. This one here is Moonshine, which is somewhat similar to Revere Pewter. To the right of Moonshine, we have Cashmere Gray. I really like this one as well, but it was a little bit too gray. Here we have Gray Cloud, which was just way too white for me. And then we have Revere Pewter here. One thing I'll mention about a lot of these other grays is they will look completely different depending on the lighting, depending on what time of day it is, depending on what room you're in. So whereas, this color I don't really mind in here. In my bedroom, it looked like an avocado or puke. This color was just a little bit too dark for me. The sage I really liked in here, but I didn't like in some of the darker rooms. The Coventry Gray, the Chelsea Gray I thought was going to change colors. Revere Pewter stays pretty consistent. It is better for lighter rooms, but it does stay pretty consistent and looks great in almost any room. A lot of people say you don't want to use it in dark rooms. It has a LRV value of 50, and that's the reason why people, LRV basically refers to how much light it reflects, and that's why it's not going to lighten up a room. It's not going to make a room feel brighter, is what a lot of people say. I don't necessarily know if I agree that. This color has a subtle grayish undertone. It's a little bit of a warmer, muddy gray color. There's also some subtle greens in here. You're going to want to stay away from using Revere Pewter with oaks, cherries, or even if you have furniture in a room that's yellow, red, or orange, it's going to bring out the green in the Revere Pewter here. Technically, this is a gray, although in my house it winds up going on looking beige. My sister actually had that same color Here's in a little bit of a different light. And in just a second, I'm going to be showing you guys some rooms with Revere Pewter. In my sister's house, she had it in her first house, and then she just recently bought a new house and put it in there. And she said the color looks completely different in the first house than it did in the second house. She still likes how it looks both times, but it does have a different look to it. But like I said, you're going to want to avoid using it with oaks, cherries, yellows, reds, and oranges. Revere Pewter works really great for any room if it's light. If it's dark, some people say it can feel a little bit muddy. I'm going to be putting it in the hallway. I don't really have any concerns about that. It's incredibly popular. Like I said, most paint stores won't even have swatches because everybody grabs them. It's easy to find one of the things I really like about it, it's easy to find examples online of what it's going to look like with other colors. So if you have a light wood floor and you're like, oh, is Revere Pewter going to look good with it? You can go online and easily find a picture of what it's going to look like with that. There's a lot of design tips and design blogs out there which talk about Revere Pewter. The one thing that's tough is when you look at examples online or Pinterest or Instagram or whatever else, you're going to notice that it's going to look like a completely different color in different spaces. So what I wanted to do here was go through and kind of show you guys what it looks like in a variety of different rooms. So in my opinion here, it's a little bit grayer looking. It does have that kind of grayish look, but it's a little bit grayer looking in this picture here. I'm actually going to, in my house, I'm actually going to keep the wood trim, natural wood, just because I have really nice high quality trim, solid wood. And while I do prefer white trim, I feel like the reason white trim has gotten so popular is because a lot of people buy cheap trim and they're basically trying to hide the cheap trim. But if you have like nice natural wood trim, I almost feel like it's a shame to cover it up and you're never going to be able to go back to wood. Now here, as we can see here, looks very gray, right? When we go to the right here, when you match Revere Pewter with, I want to say this is sea salt, I could be mistaken. But as you can see here with the white and this kind of bluish green, the Revere Pewter is looking a lot more beige here. It almost looks like a beige without any gray, right? Let's go to one more room. Here, I would say it's more of what we think of when we think of greige. It's a little bit gray, but there is a little bit of beige and green undertones here. Here, I think it's looking more beige. Here, I think it's looking more beige. We have it with like a silver tile and a very light oak floor. And then here are some complementary colors. So if you wanted to do an accent wall, these colors would be good for an accent wall with Revere Pewter. Another thing, if you want to do one room Revere Pewter and the next room white dove or the next room sea salt, these colors really transition nicely from one to the other. So it's not as if you have Revere Pewter and then you have some... What I like here is a white dove and sea salt are both completely different colors than Revere Pewter, but it doesn't seem like a huge jump if you have two side-by-side rooms with each of these colors. I really would like to add a mix of sea salt in with my Revere Pewter. My girlfriend's not really a big fan of sea salt. She doesn't really like that blue-green tinge to it, but I really like this. I like the combination of sea salt and Revere Pewter together. I actually like white dove as well, but I really kind of like this color swatch here. Here I think it's looking more gray. And then here's just kind of with can lighting. This is incandescent can lights. There's a very yellow hue to it. And here, actually, no, I'm sorry, we don't even have Revere Pewter on here. I think here we have a bunch of different grays. I think this one right here is Moonshine. It's the same thing here. We don't have the Revere Pewter there. Okay, and here we're back here. So, again, Chelsea Gray, Sage Mountain, Dry Basil, Coventry Gray. We'll skip that. That's the Chelsea Gray. Here we have Cloud 9, Moonshine, Gray Cashmere, and lastly down here, Revere Pewter. So if you're thinking about Revere Pewter, you really can't go wrong. It's really in style now, goes with a lot of different things. And one thing I like about it, overdoing grays, I think you leave yourself open to a lot of different flooring types. If you're considering changing the floor, not sure which direction you're going to go. I also think it leaves you open to a lot of different furniture types. So Revere Pewter, I will put the details, a link to Benjamin Moore's page on Revere Pewter in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. And stay tuned because in the future we're going to be covering a lot more popular paint colors. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.